the last spring when we moved in. There was no time to decorate because it was literally just get furniture in here, get everything moved, and then I was also starting the school year back up. Very hectic time, but now it's like the timing is perfect. We're going for cottagecore, Bridgerton vibes. I do a little bit Renaissance. I don't know. Whenever I see something at the thrift store, I can like imagine everything that's gonna be around it. Like I can imagine the whole vibe, but sometimes it's hard to pinpoint that vibe until I find like the piece at the thrift store. So I'm gonna go thrifting and then I'm gonna assemble everything that I have in the living room and we'll go from there. First, I started with the mantle, so after I cleared everything off, I started arranging things, rearranging things, just kind of seeing what works. I knew immediately that I wanted the clock in the center since it's kind of a centerpiece, and then I decided to arrange things around it. I also knew that I wanted the dried bouquets on either side because that's what I currently use to dry fresh bouquet of flowers, and also I just think it looks really pretty. After tackling the mantle, I decided that I wanted to move this bookcase over to the left side yet again. I've moved this bookcase back and forth 3 times. It's a little ridiculous, but I feel like it'll look really good on the left side because I want to make the right side where it currently was a cat corner. So basically I'm just rearranging the books that I already had there. I tried to decorate them through genre, and as you can see here, I'm really struggling keeping them up while I'm decorating them. I gave up on the genre idea because I'm still kind of early in my book collecting phase, so I decided to just decorate them how they look best and what makes me most happy. The rest of the living room has a little bit more Bridgerton aesthetic going on with the rug, the couch, the paintings on the walls, and then I took inspiration from Lorelai Gilmore and I put little trinkets around everywhere to make the space just a little bit more cozy. Our super easy craft that we're gonna do is we're gonna paint candles. In hindsight, you probably should do this with wax, like melted wax, if you want to burn the candles, but we're just making decorative candles. All you need is paint, your taper candles, and then 2 small brushes. To be honest, painting on taper candles is kind of tricky because it's hard to get a good grip on the candle, and then painting on such a small surface is just hard in general. But the good thing is that candles are mostly viewed from a distance anyways, so I don't think anyone will really notice. It's been a couple days since I started putting everything springy, but I've been very busy and very unmotivated, honestly. So I woke up, I made myself a strawberry matcha. All the strawberries, like, yeah, you can see it on the bottom, and it kind of looks like blood, but it's okay. It's raining. I'm just in the mood. So I put on my favorite sweater. Literally anytime it gets even a little cold, I put this thing on, and then I just feel so happy and motivated. And then I'm also wearing, hold on, wait a minute, these new shorts that they kind of look like boxers, and I really like them. So yeah, let's do this. The next thing I wanted to decorate was my art space, but I knew I had to clean it before I could decorate because I haven't cleaned it since the end of semester, and I've just been so fatigued after school has been out, but I finally had the energy, so the first thing I had to do was clear everything out. I've kind of just been using it as a room to store things, so I was moving old papers, mostly a lot of my clothes too that I just literally haven't been hanging up, even though it's the easiest job in the world. Here's me reminiscing about my art history papers, my little study exams. Oh my gosh, that was the most rewarding but difficult class ever. Then I was just folding up other clothes, rearranging things, basically just getting everything back to order. The next thing to tackle in my office is this weird wall. There's no real color palette with anything that I've hung up, and there's no real good purpose for anything over here, if that makes sense. So I took everything off of the walls, and I really started to think about how I wanted my office to function, and I really think I want to make this area more of like a spot to get my books for references, my tools. So you'll see here in a second how I decided to do that. Originally, I had this organizer full of my tools near the door of my office space, but I think putting it over here just perfectly fits my plan of having like a one-stop shop for tools and references and everything like that. It just works so good, and the flow of my workspace and drawing and doing anything that I want to do, my art practice, is just so much better. And then I also had a genius idea of filling this kind of awkward space in the middle of my bookcase full of my sketchbooks, because I have 1,000,000,001 sketchbooks. It's a little ridiculous, but now they're all in one spot. I'm only mildly embarrassed that I haven't unpacked this bag yet, because I feel like it's super common for you to just not want to do anything with your school stuff during the summertime. So this is me unpacking everything that I left at my art studio on school. I don't know why, but I'm feeling extremely unmotivated. So we're gonna get coffee, we're gonna walk outside for a little bit. Hopefully that brings something in here, a little. We'll see. Finally, the day has come to get rid of this white organizer. It's very clear that I need to step up and recognize that I can't be held responsible for a white organizer that doesn't have real clear purpose here, because I'm just using it for junk. Also, look at this really beautiful vintage bag that my grandma bought me. Okay, moving on. This took me 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And how long have I been putting it off? Too long. So, moral of the story is, go do a task that you've been putting off. Thank you very much. That concluded the office, so moving into the bedroom, I actually put the most amount of attention into decorating the bedroom because I want it to feel like a safe space. So really, it was just finding things from the thrift store, sticking them up wherever I see fit, and this is how it turned out. Thought that we could go over some of my spring favorites. So these are things that either put me in the spring mood, or I always gravitate towards during the spring, or just ways to make your home or your life extra springy or extra cottagecore. The first thing that I absolutely love, and I started using this year, are fake flowers. I have these right here, and you can get them literally for like $1 to $3 at Target, depending on like what they have at their little dollar section, or also if you go to their outdoorsy section. But first of all, they look adorable, and second of all, if you have cats, this is such an amazing way to have flowers all over your home without worrying about your cats eating them, your cats getting sick, anything like that, because my cats do not care about big plants. But the second I put a real plant out in there, it's game over. They think it's like a treat or something. Okay, the next thing, this is my favorite spring candle of all time, and it is so, like, none of this stuff is necessary, but this is my absolute go-to every single spring. Like, I get this candle. This is my second time repurchasing a candle, and normally I like to try different scents. I don't usually repurchase scents when it comes to different candles, but I've repurchased this and I will continue to. It's the Coraline candle from Witchy Wicks Co. I'll put their link in my bio, but I love this candle. It smells so good. It's so fresh, and it's like, it smells like rain, but it's, oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. It smells like rain, but there's like also like a sweet, and it just smells seriously so good. The next couple things are books. So the first one is obviously The Hobbit. I feel like everyone rereads The Hobbit when it's springtime, but it had to be mentioned. It was important to be on the list. Then we have Emma by Jane Austen, another very classic reread for most people during the springtime. The writing is just amazing, and then I also like to rewatch the movie. My favorite is the newest version of Emma. I just feel like Anya Taylor-Joy perfectly captures Emma, and the movie is just so beautiful. The aesthetic is so amazing. I feel like it's the perfect spring movie. So as soon as it hits March, I pretty much immediately rewatch it. The next thing that I rewatch, The Lord of the Rings. I found this book at the thrift store and I'm so happy. If you know, you know, okay? Only real ones will understand. The next thing, I actually found this at the thrift store. This isn't like a staple or anything. I just love it because my ultimate dream is to live in an English cottage. So I had to get this for some inspiration. Editing Violet here. You can tell by the sound of my laptop slowly dying. Only from having Premiere and Photoshop open. Whatevs. But I realized that I forgot to film an outro. So thank you so much for watching my video. I really hope this gave you inspiration on how to springify your apartment or house or wherever you are living currently. Comment down below how you're celebrating spring, what you're doing, because I really like to see how other people celebrate, so then I can be like, oh yeah, we're gonna do that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.